Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere. Hello.
What up, what up, what up? It is I, the M.O.I. Listen, man, I'm excited. This came out another great show, my chef's joint. So listen, we're about to get it in tonight. Just gonna build, man. Just gonna build. I got my good friend, part of the new triad that the good brother Chrome done put together. This is the new ensemble, the new triad. I got one of three in the building this evening. Dr. Inky, what's up, brother? I know the crowd goes wild. What's good, brother? How you feeling?
Man, just getting ready to go into student mode. I got my favorite notebook for this one.
That's nice.
I got different notebooks. I got my favorite notebook, and we getting ready to see all what jewels we can pull up out of there.
I know.
Now, for the family at home, I just want y'all to just put this on the record. Mason getting ready to ask another Mason lots of questions. Hence, there's nothing secret that we're keeping, because otherwise we'd be doing this in private. You see how that goes, people at home? If we were keeping secrets or intended to keep y'all in the dark, we wouldn't do this live. So just want to put that out here.
Absolutely. Thanks for that disclaimer, man. In true fashion, since we are over here on Crumb TV, we have to do it in true fashion and spirit, and we have to do the following, which means the first arrivals, the first what Crumb call them? The first responders. The first responders. My bad, Crumb. The first responders. We are on Crumb TV, and y'all gonna be seeing me, Brother Inky, and Crip Jesus, the dynamic trio taking over Crumb TV with permission of the good brother Crumb, of course. So we're bringing y'all content, and I think we agreed to hit them every week, right? Every Sunday.
Yeah. Yes.
So what was crazy was we just had this conversation, I think yesterday, I believe it was. And y'all about to get hit this Sunday with a whole banger. So be sure to set your notifications on Crumb TV. If you're ever on Facebook, wherever you are, you guys are gonna see a whole lot of the little thumbnails pop up here in the next 72 hours. We're gonna hit y'all with Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, and on some Wednesdays too.
Yeah.
You know, let the chips fall where they may. There's nobody out there gonna be able to mess with Chrome TV. Chrome is the mastermind behind this situation. The brother out on the highways and byways, be safe out there, Chrome. So before we get into it, let's do the first responders. First up, we got information age. I think information age is always somewhere ready to get some information, man. He says, greeting family, greeting back to you. We got the good brother True King, peace family, shalom, peace to you, brother. Or the Moors checking in. Brother L, Islam, saying Islam back to you. Oh, and Grand Royalty in the building. We are blessed with Leonard and Lassa Bay. This brother here is royalty. You know they say the bays are the wheels and the ways, the L's and the bays, right? The L's are the creators and the bays are the enforcers of the land. Well, this brother got his own land and he's enforcing the law on his land. So shouts out to good brother Lester Bay. Mac Militant. Salute, brother. We salute you right back, man. Arthur Brown, peace, brother, peace and love, peace and light, man. We got Low Bay in the building. Islam more. He said he ready. See, listen, bro. In case you don't know, right? Anytime I go live, I ask people to get your pen and your paper, or your pencil and your paper. Take notes.
Okay.
That way, the information becomes something you know and not what you heard. You feel me? Like you can never say the minister said X, Y, and Z. No, I ain't tell you nothing. Do your own research and find out what you find for yourself. So the brother got his pen and paper. He ready? We'll do a couple more real quick. Prince in the building saying, "What up, family? What up to you, brother?" Native Moore in the building. Oh, you already know what time it is, man. We taking over Chrome TV each and every Sunday, each and every Wednesday. Dynamic trio. And wait till you see these flyers are dropping on y'all, man. The good brother Inky. Shouts out to the good brother Crip Jesus. He's in the building somewhere. I know somewhere in spirit watching us. Right. Brandon Dixon, Islam family. And I think the only reason we didn't have the good brother Crip Jesus, you see him on Sunday, I promise you, is because me and the good brother, we are of the lawful degrees, want to dive into degrees. Brother Crip Jesus definitely could have kept up in this conversation, but we want to kind of break the ice and introduce this information to y'all for some brothers who actually been inside the lodge and actually know what time it is. We got a Square in the building. What's up, Square? He said, peace and love. Now, Square, get your pen and your paper and take notes. What we spitting gonna be some stuff you probably gonna go back and question your WM. And like, you ain't telling me that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So listen, y'all, those who know already know it's no hold bars with me. I don't believe in no secrets, but I'm telling you tonight, it's something you should keep sacred, not secret. Islam. So let's go to a couple more. Prince Almost King, dope intro. Listen, I worked very hard on that video, and I'm working on some other stuff because I got to create Inky. I got to add brother Inky and encrypt these to the video. So I got to make a whole other video now with us coming in. But I appreciate that, man. There's a lot of hard work on Canva. Shout out to Canva, man. Canva getting it in. OG said he watching. Peace and love. Gratitude to Doc Midnight and everybody else in the family, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in one time, man. We're gonna get started, man. So how should we take this approach, bro? I mean, because it's gonna be a lot of information, and you know, people already know it's gonna be a nice little 2-hour segment. So go ahead and get your big cup of ice water, do whatever you got to do. What should we start with this information? It don't matter.
Well, I would say, you know what? I'll be honest. I don't even know because this is and I'm very I gotta thank Crumb. I gotta thank G-Man. I gotta thank sure. You know, I'm very appreciative to be able to sit down with somebody with your you know your resume. You know, so you know you don't get to sit down every day with a 43rd or 90 or you know somebody that just you know just has a bird's eye view, so to speak. So I would say maybe the connection between the different houses, you know, the Blue House, the Red House, Scottish, Templar, Memphis, Mitzrayim, and maybe just walk us through. And I guess I'll develop more questions as you take us from the floor. We jump in the elevator. We get ready to jump in the elevator. We ain't taking no steps. We get ready to jump in the elevator. So yeah.
Listen. We're gonna hold on. Let me address something in the chat, man. Listen, man. So listen. Over on my channel, I don't have a lot of hecklers and jokers on my, so you guys got to forgive me. And this is also streaming over to my thing too on YouTube. So a lot of my people are over here too. My people already know, man. We don't have time for the hecklers and the crowd, whatever. And maybe you was just posing the question, being serious. I don't know what it was, but that's what the good brother go by. And when he introduced himself to the platform on this Sunday, you ask him why he called himself Crip Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's what the brother want to go by. That's who you go by. You know what I'm saying? I go by the minister. I've learned there's 27,000 ministers on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the brother want to go by. That's what you go by. That's right. I'm defending my triad. This is my camp. So go ahead with that, bro. All right. So I think we should just basically start understanding what is the difference or the similarities between Masonry and Freemasonry and all that stuff. When we go into the house, the different houses they call them, right? So it says Freemasonry the Freemasons are the oldest fraternal organization in the world. Freemasons belong to the oldest fraternal organization in the world, and group begun during the Middle Ages in Europe as guilds or skilled builders. With the decline of the cathedral buildings and focus of the society shift. Now, what they're talking about guilds or skilled. They're talking about operative masonry. They're talking about the actual bricklayers, the builders, right? That's why I say it started in the Middle Ages, and we know that this go all the way back to ancient ancient Egypt, as they call it, right? So they're referring to actual builders in Europe who built up Europe. And it says during the Middle Ages. So if you do your math and do your science, you know that these guild builders were the Moors. They were the actual stone builders, the one that built the nice cathedrals and the universities and the castles in parts of Europe. And it was said that when the Moors built these beautiful artifacts or these beautiful cathedrals or castles or buildings, they would dig a ditch and fill it with water, and they would bring the crocodiles from Africa and put the crocodiles in the moats around the castles and had to do a drawbridge because these Europeans saw, they marveled at the beauty, just like now if you live in a big mansion, a nice neighborhood, to keep the what do you call them? What do they call Europeans back then? Vandals. To keep the vandals out of the castle, they would put alligators in the moats around the castles to keep them out. So these builders, y'all, were the actual Moors, and we'll get into that here in a second, but I just wanted to point that out, that they're talking about actual skilled builders. And then we can get it. This is basic Google stuff, y'all. So we're not revealing no secrets at all. We don't want to suffer no penalty, right? We don't want to suffer no penalty of having our throats slit, our tongue torn out by the roots, tossed in the river that ebbs and flows twice in 24-hour period, low water mark. We don't want that to happen to us. So it says the highest rank in Freemasonry then and now is the 3rd degree. How do you feel about that?
Well, I guess to be completely transparent with it, I guess there's a space in the world where that kind of works, but in that same space, it also tells you to I think that American Masonry has a lot that it lacks, from my studies around, around the board. Like the first thing that threw me off was the chisel. They removed the chisel, and the chisel is the education. So then that kind of leads into that part, because there's no education, then you don't know that you're not a complete Mason, even though you're a master Mason. You're a master Mason, but you're not a complete Mason. You can't really do much with what you got.
And it's to add value with the good brother saying, Unfortunately, if you're just at a third degree in masonry, you are a master mason, but master masons, here's the deal. Let me back a little bit. Here's the deal. The whole point of becoming a mason or a guild, so you could travel about the land and do the works. And once you travel and you built certain temples or built certain buildings, you would leave your mark on these buildings so they could identify who work this was. If you are just a third degree mason, unfortunately, not only can you not travel about the land because you don't have the real password, ruffian, but you can't build yet. You can't build yet. In fact, when they was constructing, we'll talk about Solomon in a second, when they was constructing King Solomon's temple, every time the masons got to a particular doorway, because there's 3 chambers, every time they got to a doorway, the masons had to stop and allow the royal art masons to come place the keystone in the middle of the ark before they can keep building. So the red, I'm gonna get to the houses. The red house was already there. Let's pull it up now, because you brought that up earlier. And I'm going to show you the order, and then we're going to the history, and then we're going to the scriptures of it too, because we ain't got no rituals out, so it's going to be real easy to go through. Blue house, red house. Make sure you pull up red versus blue lodge. When we're talking about the blue lodge, and this is the first 3 degrees. This you have to understand. These are the first 3 degrees. When we say blue lodge, this is the first degree, the second degree, and the third degree. How many degrees? Somebody asked that question earlier. Where it go? How many degrees is it in this fraternal order? There are 360 degrees. There's 360 degrees mentally, and there's 360 degrees physically, which is 720 degrees. You take the 360, 3 plus 6 is 9, 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 is the highest order, or 90th. Okay, what degree is a square? This is a square. A L is a square. What degree is a square? A square is a 90-degree angle, or 4th part of a circle. There's a question asked to fellow crafts. We'll talk about the rank structure. There's inner apprentice, fellow crafts, and master masons. There's a question that's posed to the fellow crafts that asks you, are you a fellow craft? Are you a fellow craft, Dr. Inc?
I am.
Ask me, because now I want to play. Ask me, I'm a fellow craft.
Are you a fellow craft?
I am, so try me.
How do you want to be tried?
By the square.
Why by the square?
Because it's a 90-degree angle, or a 4th part of a circle. So there's this dialogue you have to go through. They're telling you right there, it's a 90-degree angle, or a 4th part of a circle. Even as a fellow craft in the 2nd degree, you're still not fully yet a mason. You become a full-fledged mason when you get all 90 degrees, which makes you a full square. That's when you become the master of the temple, which is the body. But you're only able to master 4th part of a circle. How many degrees in a circle? 360. How many degrees in a square? 360. You see that? So you're saying that I have conquered 1 part of the square, or 1 part of the circle, by being a 90 degree. So to answer the question that was posed earlier, how many degrees are in it? There's 720 degrees. 720 degrees, which makes up the entirety of what the order is about. Now I'm gonna walk you back down the left. Masonic lodges are known as the Blue Lodge, or where the Freemasons meet for meetings. Now, of course, on Google and online, they're gonna give you a lot of fluff, which they're not gonna really give you all of the meanings of everything. I'm trying to give you all the meanings of the shit right now before I go any further. Maybe pull up the actual. Here it is right here. This thing. Bear with me, family. There we go. There it is. So this right here is a compass and a square. The square is the thing at the bottom right here. This is the square. This square, when turned sideways, it resembles an L, which is 90 degrees. What you're saying is you have conquered all of the 90 degrees right here, and you've gone up this side. So the side to the right is what they call York Rite Masonry. And I'm going to show you what that is in a second. So just write down York Rite. And when I say rite, family, I'm talking about rituals, R-I-T-E, just like Rite Aid, the drugstore. It's a ritual store, ritual aid, Rite Aid, R-I-T-E. So you have York Rite, which are the Yorks from Europe. And then you have the Scottish Rite, which is the Scots from Scotland. So those are the two rituals that are most known in America because those were the two settlers of America. Now you do have Irish Rite, okay? You have ancient Memphis Rite, you have French Rite, you have several other rituals or several other rites, but only two rites are known to us here in America, the York Rite and the Scottish Rite. Now on the York Rite side, which is the left side of the compass, you will see a different appendix or different body of degrees on the left side. And you see right here, it tells you Masonic Lodge confers 3 Masonic degrees. It tells you what a degree is. A degree refers to a fraternal organizations that are traced their origins to local guilds of stonemasons that are from the end of the 13th century. Regulated in qualifications, stonemasons, their interaction with authority, clients, modern, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So that's what a degree is. And I ask you, what degree are you? Are you 33rd degree? Are you 32nd degree? And of course, in America, 33 degrees is only known in America because all the Europeans were able to decipher, unfortunately for them. And I'll talk about that story in a second too. So you have what's called the United Grand Lodge of England. This is the United Grand Lodge of England. Those two things with the wings on them, those are called cherubims. Those are cherubims, which are these two cherubims are mentioned in Genesis chapter 3:22. Above that crest, you see the Ark of the Covenant. Y'all see that? The Ark of the Covenant right here. And right above that, written in Hebrew, those are letters up here in Hebrew. And I probably could tell you what that means, but I'll probably lose you even more. So these are cherubims, and this is the Ark of the Covenant, all symbolic. This is the symbol of the United Grand Lodge of England. It's a governing Masonic lodge for the majority of Freemasons in England, Wales, and Commonwealth of the nations, claiming descent from the Masonic group formed on June 24th, 1717, at Goose and Gill Tavern in London. This was these white boys having a conversation, drinking coffee, eating scones, and decided to create this secret society of information. So I'm gonna take a pause right there and let you interject, bro. What say ye about this information so far? What question do you have?
I'm waiting for you to elaborate a little bit more on the 33 in terms of, you say you get back to it, so I was letting you go in, but I want you to go into that. Why that limit is there? Because as a Haitian, I'm kind of proud of the fact that
I know you're Haitian, bro. Stop, I say.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm American Haitian. You know what I'm saying? I'm born on the soil, but Etienne Morin, before he gave, he gave them to Henry Franklin, but he wrote them in Haiti. The most of the Scottish, right? So that's a good fun fact. But you know what I'm saying? So I just want you to go in deeper on that piece right there.
Okay, so what the good brother is referring to is, again, this is the York right side, and it tells you right here, this is the York right side, this is the Scottish right side. Classically, just speaking in America, these are the only two fashions that you will see in America, okay? You see the York rites, and then you see the Scottish rites in America, right? And I know y'all want to know about Prince Hall. Good Lord Almighty. Prince Hall. So Prince Hall masonry is fashioned after the Irish rite. But for the sake of conversation, Prince Hall Masons follow the York right side. If you are a Prince Hall affiliated or Prince Hall PHA affiliated, PHO organized, PHI incorporated, once you go up to 32nd as a Prince Hall Mason, you have to come back over to Scottish Rite to go 33rd. So don't let no Prince Hall fool you. Oh man, you just got and the big tobacco between Prince Hall and Scottish Rite Masons is and when I first started to travel, that's what I first known when they ask you, and what the question they ask you where you hail from. Prince Hall Masons will always ask you where you hail from. Scottish Rite Masons will always ask you from whence you come. That's how you always know where they at off the rip. And when you meet a Mason, you have to meet a Mason way down here, right here. Like me and a good brother Inky having a conversation. If I didn't know him from a can of paint, but I seen the symbol, the compass in the square, the first thing I would do is start right here at the end of Apprentice. And one of the questions I would presumably ask him is, are you a Mason? He would say, I am. And I would say, how I know you to be such. He would say, by certain signs and symbols and perfect points of my entry. And I would say, advance me a sign. He would give me a sign. And I say, what's the sign? It's a friendly grip that I can go through the whole, I go through the whole ritual. But the point is, I meet him right here on the ground floor. It's called the ground floor. And this ground floor represents King Solomon's temple. All Masonic lodges are erected and built to reflect King Solomon's temple. They have the front porch, right? They have the front, the middle, and then the sanctum of the sanctum. That's how all lodges are. That's the blueprint of all lodges. So I have to meet him right here. Now you see the tall cedars of Lebanon right here, and this other ornaments right here. These are auxiliary. These are auxiliary chapters, or they're not even lodges. They're just auxiliary. You also can have the Pythian's Castle, Knights of Columbus, Knights of Pythian. The Eastern Star is actually an appendix body of it. Now let's slow down a little bit. Once you graduate from these 3 degrees, I'm gonna get to the brother's question for 30 seconds here in a minute, but when you first join the lodge, you come in as an entered apprentice, then a fellow craft, then a master mason. Again, this is emulating the ground floor of King Solomon's temple. This is King Solomon. And the reason that every Masonic lodge represents King Solomon's temple, because quiet is kept. The Masonic order is a Jewish order. It's a Jewish order. That's what it is. So for those of you who may not know who King Solomon was, King Solomon was one of the monarchs of the ancient Israel, and the son of successor David. You guys probably heard of King David. Out of the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, he's describing having the ruler of Judah. His brother Adonijah was also a ruler of the Israelites, particularly the tribe of Judah, which is the tribe that Jesus came back to save, according to the scriptures, right? King Solomon took the people to the lower half of Israel. It wasn't Israel back then, but to the lower half of the region, and then Adonijah took them to the northern part of the region. So it was a split between the families right here. But that's who he is. His son Rehoboam was adopted harsh policies toward the northern tribes, because the northern tribes is where Adonijah took the other Israelites, the tribe of Judah, eventually leading the splitting to the Israelites between the kingdom of Israel. You should understand there was no Israel back then this time. Israel wasn't established in 1921. But for the sake of argument, in the north, king of Judah was his brother, so on and so forth. The Bible says Solomon, this is the good part where the Masonic order comes back in right here. The Bible says that Solomon built the first temple in Jerusalem. And it points out the first temple. The reason this is the first temple, because this is the first degree. This is the first house, the blue house in masonry. The first temple of King Solomon is the Blue Lodge. The second temple is the Red House. Write this down. And the first 3 degrees, and I'm going to show you in the scriptures here in a second, in the Bible, I'm going to go over to First King. The first 3 grandmasters was Solomon, okay, Hiram Abiff, and Hiram of Tyre. I'm going to show you in a second. Don't worry about it. Just write down Hiram of Tyre and Hiram Abai. Hiram Abiff, Hiram of Tyre, and King Solomon, the first 3 grandmasters of the new temple. The second temple that was built, because this temple was destroyed. And we're going into history. Well, the first temple of Jerusalem, the first temple of Solomon, was destroyed. And it was resurrected. Does that sound familiar, Moors? The temple being resurrected, Moors. So the second temple was resurrected by Joshua, Haggai, and Zerubbabel. Joshua, Haggai, and Zerubbabel. Those were the three that were with Moses. Remember Moses? They're by the tribe of Levi. These are the Levitical tribes. They go back in and resurrect, and that's the red house. So you have Solomon, Hiram Abiff, Hiram blue house, Adonijah, okay, Joshua, and Hagar. Those are the second three grandmasters of the second temple. The Bible says Solomon built the first temple in Jerusalem, dedicating the temple to Yahweh. This is the God Yahweh right here. Yahweh was the national god of the ancient Israel and Judah. The origins of his worship reached least early to the early Iron Age and the late Bronze Age, if not somewhere earlier in the old biblical literature. He possesses attributes typically ascribed to weather and war. We won't go into that. Or the first god of Jerusalem. Solomon is portrayed as a wealthy, wise, powerful, and at least 40, he's one of the 48 Jewish prophets. That's who King Solomon is. This is important to understand who Solomon is, because as it relates to the Masonic order, because Solomon is dang near idolized. Would you say idolized in the Masonic order? King Solomon?
I would say deified, damn near.
Deified, right? In the New Testament.
But I'll say for this, for the people that's at home taking notes, I would say, remember that the Hebrew language and all of those old languages, the letters are numbers. They don't represent numbers. They are numbers. So as the brother's breaking stuff down, anytime he say a number, even if you can't figure out any significance to it, write that down. So he say Solomon, 1 of 48, make sure you get 48, because at some point these numbers will start coming back, lining up, ringing to you.
For sure. Thanks for pointing that out too, bro. So now what we're going to do is jump over to First King, because this is where you're going to hear about Solomon real quick. I'm going to go through First King, and I'm going to tie it back into the Masonic order, and then we're going to press forward, all right? Take your time, y'all. Take your time. The tetrahedrogram. I see y'all in the comments. Y'all jumping ahead talking about the tetrahedrogram, and listen, if we get into the tetrahedrogram, then we got to get into the fact of, let me show y'all something. Let me write it down real quick, because I see people want to jump ahead. Write this down. And I've done this breakdown before. Y'all can see this now. Y'all can't see that. I'm going to try to put it on the board. Got a whiteboard on here. I'll present it in a second. But the point is, if you guys write down Solomon, write down the name Solomon, Solomon, write down the word Solomon. Now, right below that, write it again, but take the vowels out. That means take all the O's out. So it's going to be SLMN, just the consonants. Now, by you write down just the consonants, because somebody brought up the fact of the tetrahedrogram before you got to learn other stuff first. You have to learn this first. It's called the abjad. Write down Solomon, take the O's out. You have to learn the abjad first. The abjad is a writing system of consonants are represented, leaving the vowels and sounds out. This is how you break the Masonic code. This is produced by Peter T. Daniels. This is how you break the Masonic code. The abjad is derived from pronouncing the first letters in the Arabic alphabet order and original order, similar to the Semitic language of Phoenician, Hebrew, and Semitic proto-alphabet, specifically Alpha, Bet, Gemel, Dalet. This is how you break down the Masonic code. There's hidden codes in this stuff. And you found out that Solomon wasn't even a person. It was a certain thing you had to do. And I wish I was able to. I've got to move my green screen to show y'all how to do that stuff. But write down Solomon, then write down again, take all the vowels out. So those three O's you left out. So you should have the word Solomon full, right? Then right below the word Solomon, write down just the consonants, the S, the L, the M, and the N. Right below that, write down the three O's. Those three O's represent salt, sulfur, and mercury. Those three O's represent salt, sulfur, and mercury. Again, those three O's represent salt, sulfur, and mercury. Now, go back up to the full word Solomon. To the full word Solomon. You're going to draw a line between the S-O-L. You're going to draw a line between the O and the M. So you have three parts. S-O-L represents sun. The O-M is Om. That was the chant, the mantra, Om. That was the chant of the mantra. They would invoke the deity On. The last two letters, On. On was the first solar deity. On. Like Aton, Metatron, On. On was a deity of Heliopolis. Do you know who met the, watch this. I think I'm lying. And see, you don't got me started now.
Hey, you know, that's where the word has carried over all that time from the city of light to we use it now. When you turn on the light switch, it's still on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Watch this. This is her right here. Asnet. I'm gonna show y'all who Asnet was. This is who Joseph married. That Joseph was the son of Jacob now. So let's make sure we're clear about who that is now. That's in Genesis 41:45. What I'm doing is tying in who Solomon was, or what Solomon was, not who or what it was, right? Let's pull up the Bible Gateway for my Hebrew Israelites. Let's go into the KJV. Yeah, jump on me if I don't go to KJV. But tell me, you're not in the KJV, you don't count. All right, brother. Let's go to KJV then.
And that's probably the worst one to use.
That's what Hebrew Israelites want us to use. So I know we gotta. I'm going to be respectful of everybody. It's under the sound of my voice this evening, right? All right. So it came to pass, blah blah blah. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, "I had a dream." This is Joseph. Joseph is the son of Jacob. So the next time the Hebrew Israelites be talking crap about Egypt and the Pharaohs and blah blah blah, and Hebrews had it hard in Egypt and they were slaves and building the pyramids. Why did Joseph marry Pharaoh's daughter? We're going to show you in a second. And then he had two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, who were Israelites and Egyptians. But anyway, I digress. Let's
I mean, that's a whole conversation, the relationship with Mizraim and how people got to this space where now they don't recognize each other. They think they ops.
Thank you. Brother, do me a favor. Read this paragraph from me. Verse 45. This is Genesis 41:45.
And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zephaniah Paneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, and Joseph went out.
Stop right there. Now, one thing we're going to do, people, is we're reading in English, so we have to apply English rules, which is called lexicon, right? That's the law of English. And in lexicon, certain punctuation marks, asterisks, commas, means you have to stop. You have to go back and reflect on what you just read. So we just read a period. That's how you prevent what's called run-on sentences. And a lot of our people, brother, they don't know how to read in English properly. They can read, but they can't read. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And because that makes them out of law or out of the lexicon, it makes them dyslexic, not following the lexicon of the law, the language. So you just read a passage that said that Joseph married Asenath, who is the daughter, and it gave you the priest's name, and he's the priest of what? On. Now, if we look that up, it's going to tell you that On was located in Heliopolis. So Heliopolis is the city. On was the deity. Back to what I was saying. If you take the word Solomon and break it down, S-O-L, put a mark, O-M, put a mark, O-N, Sol, sun, which is Sanskrit for sun. Sol means sun. Om, om, om. That's the chant of the mantra in order to invoke the deity On. Okay, we got that? Cool. Now, I'm going to show you something else, and I hope you guys are writing this down. Somewhere on your piece of paper, because you have your paper out right. If you're trying to memorize this, you're gonna lose yourself. Write down the word Solomon one more time. Somewhere off by itself. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is write down Solomon, and you're going to draw a U-shaped line from the S all the way across to the N. It should look like a field goal. Go from the S to the N. So connect the S to the N. Connect the S to the N. I know y'all can't see this because my thing's tripping, but connect the S to the N. Then you're going to connect the second letter, which is the O, all the way across to the last O. Y'all got that? Let me take my background off. You guys can see it better. Like this. Then you're going to connect the L over to the M. Like that. And then that last O, you're going to draw a line from the O straight down the middle. So it looks like a menorah, because that's what it is. It's the 7 golden candlesticks. Y'all see that? That's how it should look. Now, all I did was, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, on the letter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right above the top of it, I numbered it. So S is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 letters, correct? There's 7 candlesticks. This is making the Jewish menorah. You'll know what a menorah is. I'm going to show you in a second. 1 through 7. 4 is in the middle, right? Now, if you take that 1 plus 7, come on, participate. 1 plus 7 is how much?
8.
8. 2 plus 6 is how much? 8. 3 plus 5 is how much?
8.
8. So that's 888. That's 888. Write down 888. This is breaking the Masonic code.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I show something? Can I pull up something?
Please. Hold on.
Okay. All right. But no, after you finish this, because you just hit something with that 888. That just, I'm like, wait a minute, I got to slide. I gotta show you something.
Okay. Remember that 888 represents Jesus or Jesus. That 888 off of the Solomon, off of the menorah, that's the code for Jesus. And the reason I say Jesus because you can take, boy, so much. Write down Abjad too. Abjad. Watch this. Greek gematria. Gematria. There we go. Gematria. Write down this word. Gematria. And we're going to stick with the Hebrew. Okay, we went nowhere else but Hebrew. We're still talking about Solomon, still talking about the tribe of Yehudi, so on and so forth, right, family? But this is how you break down what's called the cipher. Somebody asked me earlier, how many degrees is it? When you go to the higher degrees, like myself, when you're a 90th degree, 43rd degree, you learn the cipher. And the words like Solomon and Hiram Abiff, all those magical words, you learn how to break those down. So write that down. Let me show you what that actually is. Now we got to go into the Greek, because remember now, the Bible is the Torah and the Angel. It's Hebrew and Greek. So because we're in the Bible, because we're in First Kings, which is part of the new Nova Testamentum, they call it. The Nova meaning new, we have to go into the Greek. And see, they already got it right at the bottom right there. Jesus. And that equals 888. But how you get the 888 is because the I is iota. See that? 10. And then, see right here? You just go in order. You go in order. And it gives you the whole code. And it equals 888. The same as you just did right here. But this right here is the key. This is called the key to Solomon's temple. You know what a key is, or a legend? This is the key. You take Solomon's key, you unlock Solomon's key. You use the key to unlock the code of who Jesus is, or who Jesus is, and give you the 888. Jesus was the real and true master mason, besides Nimrod. Nimrod was the first master mason. Okay, I digress. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, no, hit the share for me real quick.
Ooh.
Now this was a beautiful jewel I found online. It's actually a brother that was out there, and obviously he put it together because he was there. He actually he's out, he lives out there large, and he did his thing out there, but he shared this with the family, and I said, this is something that the regular, the untrained eye, they might not really appreciate the beauty, but for the brothers in the craft, especially, like, y'all seen how he just walked through that 888, how we got there from the first degree. He walked us all the way up to the 888. And now this right here is the Temple Mount. This right here is the second temple right here. And you see is the distance from that is 888 meters exactly to Mount Zion. And then the distance from Mount Zion, 888 meters to the Church of Jerusalem, 888 meters back to the Temple Mount. And then to take it a step further, where it get crazy is, okay, you guys see this right here, this triangle, right? So now from this triangle, there's a straight line leading right from the second temple right there where we was just at the which would be like a capstone, all the way straight over back to the first temple at Ain Dara right here. And it's exactly 333 miles in an exact straight line from that first one. So when the brother's giving you these, that's why, I was like, make sure y'all catch these numbers, because these numbers is going to be super crucial. These numbers are going to be super crucial if we travel.
Teach. Now, thank you for those receipts, good brother.
Yes, sir.
And again, brothers and sisters of Crumland, I do a little bit different teaching. Let me address y'all correctly. Master students, me and the good brother Dr. Inga, we're not here for entertainment value. We're here to teach you guys, right? That's why we get your pen and your paper out. So this is going to be more of a school or a classroom setting as we're talking to you, as we're talking and walking you through the information. This is tools you should be writing down. We're not here to entertain y'all. It's not entertainment. So if it appears to be a little bit, oh man, what are you talking about? This may not be the class for you. This is the advanced class. Okay. This is college. All right. Maybe you should stay in, and this is no offense to nobody. I'm not disrespecting nobody on the channel. Love all y'all, but Maybe middle school and high school is better suited for you for YouTube channels. This is more of a collegiate level course we're talking to y'all on right now, okay? So we just want to make sure you guys are getting the right information. Am I right, Dr. Anthony?
No, I would just going to add on that I had to actually have a conversation, and a part of, because I got this whole big book on, that I'm getting ready to drop on, like the biochemistry part of, but I was like, I don't think these people understand the origin of degrees. Like they don't know what degrees is. Y'all going to, you think there's because I was having a debate with a brother who's an atheist. And I was saying to myself, the brother, he put a lot of stock, and I don't want to call his name out, but he put a lot of stock in his college degree. And I'm saying to myself, how does an atheist put so much stock in a religious instrument? And nobody knew what I was talking about. I said, man, y'all are confused about what these degrees is. There's brothers out here that can give you some real degrees on the origin of where that stuff came from before it got to Paris, where they was licensed to give out doctorates for you to be able to teach and all that. You had to know the scripture in the same way that M.O.I gives it to you, but then you also had to know how to take that in real life and be able to build with that in a way like you would be familiar with maybe like how the gods and herbs are built, like it was so I just, it's just crazy how people put a lot of stock on degrees and don't know where they're from. It's almost like how I teach people about the food. They eat food and don't know the ingredients. So it just be,
And on that note, I'm going to bring you my other YouTube channel on my Chef J. Ponder channel and talk about some food too, because I got another podcast going over there too about food and all kind of stuff. So we're going to build on that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're going to build a whole cipher, mind, body, and soul, bro. So, all right. So now just taking a step back, you guys understand that the first 2 degrees, Entered Apprentice, Fellow Craft, and Master Mason, they all represent the ground floor of King Solomon's temple. Like Inky just said, write down these numbers: 1, 2, 3, first, second, third degree. And we're gonna burn up about 15 pages in your notebook tonight, if not more, depending on how big or small you write. Okay, because we haven't even hit the 1 hour mark yet. We just get started for real. Okay. Write down EA. You gotta write the whole thing down. Write down EA. And I hope you share this with your Masonic brothers and sisters that you know are Masons and stuff like that. Share this video with them. Matter of fact, hit the share button any goddamn way. And subscribe. Okay. But write down EA beside the number 1. Write down FC beside the number 2. Write down MM beside the number 3. Let me show y'all something. And I ain't even went into the lodge yet. Because you don't have, let me back up. When I was a worshipper master, Abraham Lodge 845, past master now, but when I was over that lodge, man, and when I would take brothers who were just candidates, I had candidates. If I'm lying, I'm flying, man. I had candidates who could go up against Master Masons, because I taught my candidates so much scripture. And what I found out is you have 2 different types of Masons, right? You have Masons who know the ritual, and those who know the scripture. And some don't know neither. I taught my guys as candidates about the scripture. So one of the first things that we give brothers is Matthew 7:7, which is ask, seek, knock. That's the first thing we give them. If they hang around a little bit longer, because it takes you 3 months to go from a candidate to an entered apprentice. That's how I ran my lodge, man. It took you 3 months to go from a candidate to entered apprentice. Once you got initiated as an entered apprentice, the only thing you could wear was black pants and a white shirt. That's it. No bow tie, no jacket, none of that shit. I ain't play that. Once you became a fellow craft, you was able to wear a bow tie, and that's it. No jacket. Only the Master Masons wore jackets in the full regalia. And that's how I ran my lodge. Anytime we go to a Grand Lodge meeting or any type of meeting with the other lodges, they could easily identify who the EAs and FCs were without a shadow of contradiction. But when they stepped to my EAs, they took their head off. because I taught my guys that I don't care if the 33rds or the Shriners, whoever talk to you, they got to meet you on that ground floor. They got to meet you with that first degree. I had my guys so sharp in the Bible, they could tell you all, they don't even know who Hiram Abiff is yet. They don't even know who Tubal Cain is yet. But if you mention Tubal Cain, they can take you to Genesis chapter 4. If you mention Hiram Abiff, they can take you to 1 King. If you mention Ruth, they take you to the book of Ruth. They can show you scripturally where everything was at. So what I'm trying to do with y'all is I'm trying to tie everything in for you. So even though half of y'all may not be in the lodge and a lot of y'all may not be of the order, the things I'm teaching y'all right now, most Masons don't even know, and they inside the lodge. Now, in order for you guys to get the real degree work, you got to have a private conversation, right? There are no secrets in Masons, but there are some that need to be sacred in Masons. So I'm gonna give y'all the real jewels. I'll give y'all just the breadcrumbs, and everything we're doing is on Google. I'm not gonna go to the actual ritual. I'm just giving you what's on Google to show you how to study this stuff. So anyway, write that down. Let's go to 1 King. We're talking about David. We're talking about Solomon. We're talking about Adonijah. More importantly, watch this Moabite woman show up. It says, now King David was old and stricken in his years, and they covered him with clothes, but he had got no heat. Wherefore his servant said to him, let there be sought for my lord a king, a young virgin, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie at thy bosom, that my lord the king may get heat. So they sought after a fair damsel. It means look good. It could mean white. I don't know what fair means in their mind. Fair damsel throughout the coast of Israel, and found a Shemite and brought her to the king. And the damsel was very fair and cherished the king and ministered to him, ministered to him, but the king knew her not. Then Adonijah, this is Solomon's brother. Adonijah is ready for King David to die so he can take over the throne, because he's next in line to take the throne. So to not go through the whole story, what happens is Solomon's mother, I'm gonna show you who Solomon's mother is. Solomon's mother is Bathsheba. This is Solomon's mother, Bathsheba. Now, Bathsheba is not her name. Just like later, the Queen of Sheba is going to meet Solomon later. Sheba is a location. Sheba is the entire land of Ethiopia, part of Punt, and half of Cush, the land, the territory. The Queen of Sheba, her actual name is Marketa. Marketa is the Queen of Sheba and the Empress of Ethiopia. So when you see Bathsheba, this is because David saw her on top of the roof bathing. This is a sister. So the Bible gives her the name Bathsheba. See her bathe. They only bathed one time a month because her menstrual cycle was going off. David seen her bathing, sent her husband to the front line to get killed, and then took the woman. It's pretty trifling shit. So let's get to the good part where we get to start meeting these Masons and these entered apprentice and these Master Masons. I'm scrolling through. Only thing I'm scrolling through right now is the conversation between Solomon and Adonijah fighting over who's going to take over the temple, so forth and so forth, right? This is what's happening right now as I'm scrolling through this right now. There was a situation where Solomon was tested, his wisdom as a king, where two women were arguing over a baby. Solomon said, well, cut the damn baby in half. And the one woman who said, no, let her have it, he knew she was the real mother because no mother wants to see her child hurt, right? As I'm scrolling through this, I'm giving y'all the parables and the stories, okay?
Also, for y'all at home, if y'all are people that follow the brother M.O.I, and y'all probably been following him longer than me, but this is kind of like picking up on that same conversation that you was having with the brother with the long fingernails, and y'all kind of ended the video. And I had a question at the end of that video because you was getting ready to show him, a sign from the Royal Arch that could shut. You said it could silence all of the Masons or the mass. Something you said you was getting ready to show him.
I don't remember that.
Y'all was arguing about Bathsheba,
Uh-huh.
And you said I got a sign that I could show you that'll silence all of the master masons or something. Something you said you was getting ready to show him. And then I was yeah. Now I need that. So I don't know if you're going to share that with the family, or we might have to wait till this is over for you.
I'm gonna show you outline what that is. I got you now. So now I'm about to show y'all the reason that every Masonic lodge is erected to King Solomon's temple. And mostly what they say is that as Masons, they're actually how's your lodge situated. Have you heard that before?
Mm-hmm.
They say east due west, the highest mountain to the lowest valley to keep out owl cows and eavesdroppers. Thusly, this was the same way that Solomon's temple was built, the same way east due west. All right. I told you earlier, right now, Hiram of Tyre. This is one of those people I told you right now earlier. This is Hiram of Tyre. Hiram was the king. He was the king of the area of Tyre. Tyre is the area what's called now Lebanon. And there's actually auxiliary Masonic section called the Tall Cedars of Lebanon. Okay, Tall Cedars of Lebanon. You can look that up too. And Hiram of Tyre sent his servants unto Solomon, for he had heard that they anointed him king in the room of his father. For Hiram was ever a lover of David. And Solomon sent to Hiram, saying, thou knowest that David my father could not build the temple, the lodge, the house, unto the name of the Lord his God, for the wars was about on every side. But the Lord God had given me the rest of the side, blah, blah, blah. This is basically Solomon talking to Hiram of Tyre. Now, therefore, commanded thou that hew me cedar trees. I just told you, the tall trees, these are very tall trees. They're in Lebanon, very tall trees, the tall cedar trees. Out of Lebanon, see, right there. And my servant shall be with thy servants until thee, and I will give hire for thy servants according to all. Basically, something I'll pay for my people to come help you, give me those trees. And it came to pass when Hiram of Tyre heard the words of Solomon and rejoiced greatly. So now Hiram of Tyre is about to send Solomon the wood to build the temple or to build the lodge. So Hiram gives Solomon cedar trees, fir trees, according to all his desires. And Solomon gave him 20,000 measures. They got these numbers, Inky. 20,000 measures of wheat for food for his household, 20 measures of pure oil. Thus Solomon to Hiram every year. If you are a Mason, this wheat, if you're Eastern Star, this wheat should be symbolic to one of your star points. And if you are a Mason, this oil should be symbolic to one of your points too. Give me 1 second. Let me the
wages.
Let me switch my hat. Hold on.
I'm not sure that might have been what the brother was referring to. The wages.
I told y'all.
Is that the wages?
So now I got to go into this right now because now I got to put on my Prince. I got to put on my Prince hat. All right. So this yellow right here, that's wheat. See that wheat? I'm not going to go into the star points tonight, but that's wheat. All right. So I had to put on my Prince hat, 32nd hat, in order to keep talking to y'all beyond this degree. Signs and symbols are for the conscious mind, so those who know. And the Lord gave Solomon wisdom and promised him that there would be peace between Hiram and Solomon. So now we have Hiram of Tyre. This is the first grandmaster. Solomon is the second grandmaster. This is how much he sent: 10,000 a month by the course, a month in Lebanon, 2 months at home. Blah blah blah. You can read it yourself. 3 scores, 10,000. This is all the stuff that Solomon is receiving for Hiram of Tyre. Watch this now. And Solomon's builders and Hiram's builders did hew them, and the stone was squared. These are your guilds. These are your first guilds. These are your first masons right here. They squared the stones. In masonry, they tell you, we're going to give you certain tools. Do they not, brother? Certain working tools to square away your actions. A 24-inch gauge to measure your time. give you the hammer or the chisel, the gavel.
You have to convert them to rough ashlars. Yeah, you got to convert them rough. Yeah, yeah. You got to perfect them ashlars. Yeah.
This stone square was the ashlar. This was the rough ashlar, or in Jesus' term, the 888. This was the stone that the masters rejected. Okay, because that was Jesus. All right, so they prepared the timber and the stones to build a house. Watch who shows up next, y'all. And it came to pass 480 years. How long is it to build a temple? 480 years after the children of Israel were coming out of the land of Egypt. In the 4th year, Solomon reigned over Israel in the month of Ziph. Write that down. The month of Ziph is August. That's the month Jesus was born, not December. The month of Ziph. It's on the Jewish calendar, which is the 2nd month that began to build the house of the Lord. And the house which King Solomon built for the Lord. Check out how big the Masonic Lodge was. The length was 80 cubit. How big is a cubic foot? A cubic foot is from your elbow to your fingertip. It's a cubic feet. It's 1 cubic feet. Elbow to fingertip. That's 1 cubic feet. I'll give you that for free. This was 80 cubits. And breadth, therefore, 20 cubits. And the height, 30 cubits. And the porch before the temple. The porch before the temple. I just told y'all the porch. This is King Solomon's porch before the temple. And the porch before the temple of the house, 20 cubic feet, which therefore according to the breadth of the house, and 10 cubic feet, therefore of the house. And for the house he made windows of narrow light, and against the walls he built chambers. And this is Solomon. Now, at the end of me reading this, I'm going to show you who really built the temple, and I'm going to pass the mic because I'm through after this. The nethermost, and I put this hat on for you too, because I forgot about your 30-second question too. That's why I got the 30-second degree hat on right now. And the nethermost chamber was 5 cubic feet broad. They're giving you the dimensions of the temple, basically. But I want to show you who shows up. And then he built chambers against the wall. It tells you how big the chambers were. And the word of the Lord came to Solomon, saying, concerning this lodge, which thou art in building, if thou wilt walk in my statutes and execute my judgment and keep all my commandments to walk in them, then I will perform my word with thee, which I spoke to David thy father. Now, you'll be led to think that Solomon is building this temple in order that the Spirit of God may dwell with them, right? Well, the Spirit of God may dwell within. Does the Spirit of God dwell inside of the church, inside of temples, inside of anything made with the hands of man? No. The Spirit of God does not dwell within anything. I'm going to show you what spirit that was inside of Solomon's temple. Give me a second. Watch this.
Woo. Getting ready to go crazy on them.
The Spirit of God does not dwell. Watch this. Watch this. Thus says the prophets. Watch this. This is Acts 7:48. Write this down, because you think that Solomon is building the temple for God, the Most High. He's not. I'm going to show you who in a minute. However, the Most High, this is who we should be talking about, does not live in the house made by human hands, says the prophet. Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What kind of house will you build for me, says the Lord? Or where would my place be of repose be? But it was Solomon who built the house for him. However, that means So who did Solomon build that house for? All right, here we go. Stay with me. I told you. And this is why they say that Masons worship the devil. I'm gonna show you in a second. That's why you had that ring on that hand, Masons. I'm gonna show you. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna dip you. I'm gonna bring you up before you drown. I got you. And I will dwell among the children of Israel, and I will not forsake my people of Israel. So Solomon built the house. He built the temple and finished it. But we now know that that temple was not for the Most High, right? Because the Most High does not dwell in the house made by human hands. The Most High, heaven is his throne, and earth, his foot is on the earth. That's how big he is. He is the Elyon Elyon. He's the Most High. He is Allahu Akbar. He's the biggest. They often say that God dwells in heaven. That means heaven is bigger than him then, if he can sit in it. But he tells you heaven is his throne. And he built walls within the house, border seated both floors. He's still building at the house that is the temple. Before it was 40 cubit long. And the oracle he prepared in the house within to set their ark of the covenant of the Lord. Now the ark of the covenant is about to show up. I'm gonna show you what that was too. So he had pure gold in there. The whole house.
We're gonna have to get some sound effects for you. We're gonna have to get some sound effects for you.
I'm trying to tell you. And within the oracle, he made what? He made what? What is that?
Let me see. 2 cherubim.
All right. Now, who runs the cherubims? Watch this. Watch this. Who is the original cherubim?
Satan was originally a cherub, second of 9.
How many Solomon just got to put in there?
2.
Watch this. It's too easy. Watch this. So I told you. I'm gonna show you what Solomon is.
Man.
It is most noteworthy the text describes how Solomon was enabled to build his temple by commanding what? By commanding who?
Demons.
With a what?
Magical ring.
You want to know what it looked like? Watch this. It looked like this. Right here in the middle. This one. That's called the triple tayu. That's this.
I know it well. I know it well.
So it is noteworthy in the text describe how Solomon was enabled to build his temple, commanding demons by the means of a magic ring. In the first story, Solomon enlisted the help of demons to build a temple. In the second, he built a temple using shamar. Let's find out who shamar is. Y'all gonna learn today. I told you, this is a classroom. I don't know what the hell that is. This is a classroom. The Demon of King Solomon Temple, Testament of Solomon, complete series. The Legends of the Jews, 4584. The Sapphire. This means wisdom, the book of wisdom. This word right here means wisdom. The same as Sophie means wisdom, a wise one. Okay. After Solomon, with the help of the demons, he had completed the temple. The rulers amongst them, the Queen of where? Sheba, who was a what?
Sorceress.
Right. Do you know who else was a sorceress too? Do you know? Let me change my hat because this is storytelling time. I love this. Remember the word sorcerer. Okay. Let me show you who else were sorcerers.
What was that ring made out of that Solomon had on? What was that ring made out of?
I can look it up. I'm not sure what it was made of. I can look it up for you though.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. They were also sorcerers. You see this supposed fez I got on? Watch this. Y'all remember them? Who came to see baby Yeshua?
Yep.
Now pay attention to when I'm switching my hats, because what I'm going to next is showing you how today those three Magi's or Magus, they're also known as sorcerers. Why would three sorcerers come to see him?
This is what it feels like.
Watch this. Shriners Hospital. Anytime you see Shriners, you always can be associated with children, because the three Shriners were coming to save the Ali child. The three nobles were traveling through the desert to see the Ali child. This is all biblical narrative, y'all. And they came across Mary by seeing the star in the east, is what they said. By seeing the star in the east, this is what they said. All right, let me go back before I lose y'all. Solomon had the cherubims and 5 cubic feet, one wing of the cherubim. Now you know what a cherubim is. Now you know that Solomon actually provoked demons to build a temple, right? Cherubims. You're going to see cherubims throughout the whole situation. And a set of cherubims here, and a set of cherubims there. Cherubims were all over the entire temple, because Solomon was not building the temple for the Most High. Solomon was building the temple for another deity, because the Most High don't dwell in temples. I'm trying to get to the part where you can see the other guy show up, and I'm gonna pass it. If I can find it. This is porch again. But Solomon building was on 13 years to build a temple. Write that number down, 13. He also built other houses and other temples in the forest of Lebanon. He built other temples as well. And it was covered with a cedar above the beam, laid 45 pillars, 15 in a row. You learn about the pillars also in masonry. I want to go into the pillars. And all the doors and posts were what? Square, 9 degrees. And the porch he made of pillars, therefore, were 50 cubic feet. This is him still building. He's building other temples throughout. And King Solomon sent to fetch Hiram out of Tyre. He was a what?
A widow's son.
Of the tribe of Mafteah. Right. Now this is Hiram Abiff. This is Hiram Abiff. You got Hiram of Tyre, then you got Hiram Abiff. Hiram Abiff his father was from Tyre. And his father was a man of Tyre, but he was a widow's son. Hiram, he comes out of Tyre, not to be confused with Hiram, the king of Tyre. This is another Hiram. And I ask any Mason, and I ask you this question, brothers. What was his real name?
I'll defer it back.
Who challenged Solomon to get the password? What were their names?
Oh, you talking about the first who's this whose son? Jacob kids? Joseph's sons?
No. So and I see your brother Frank. He got 30, I guess he had 32nd. I don't know. Keys of Solomon, Lesser Keys of Solomon, and the Teachings of the Golden Dawn. Yeah, that's a good book, but they don't give you information about what we're talking about there. I promise you, Yep. So y'all know a lot of this stuff, which is great. It makes the conversation easier. So in the Masonic ritual, what I'm giving you the biblical story, but in the Masonic ritual, what's happening right now is King Solomon is building the temple. And King Solomon just hired Hiram of Tyre and King Hiram Abiff. He just hired these 2 other people to help him out. Well, 3 ruffians. Remember the ruffians?
Mm-hmm.
three ruffians approach King Hiram of Tyre and say, "Hey, look, we need the password because remember, when you are a Mason back then, you couldn't travel. When you were sent to one area to work, which was in supposedly Israel to build this temple, you couldn't go nowhere else. Well, these three individuals wanted to travel to other places, so they approached Hiram of Tyre. Hiram Abiff. They approached Hiram Abiff. They approached him and asked him for the password.
For that word. Yeah.
And he said, "I have not." So they hit him. And the second ruffian said, "Give it to me." He said, "I shall not." And they hit him. And the third was, "Give me the password." He said, "I will not." So this is the significance of Hiram Abiff now dying. Watch this. Watch this. And again, I'm just showing you what's on Google. Hiram Abiff. This is the ritual that takes place in the lodge. This is the ritual that takes place in the lodge. Right here. The three ruffians then kill Hiram Abiff. Is it a physical death or a symbolic death? Is the question I always ask the brothers. Is it a symbolic death or is it a physical death? These are represent the three ruffians right here. This is Jubilo, Jubilee, and Jubellum. But that's just their Hebrew name. Their real name is Akroc, Gravlot, and Cubellum. And they just killed Abdamon. Don't believe me, go check it out for yourself. Check.
Yeah, they're gonna have to find that in the footnotes, ain't they?
Come on now. You read. I'm glad you read.
that ain't gonna be right there. They're gonna go. That ain't gonna be right there. They're gonna have to read the stuff that they thought they wasn't supposed to read.
So you already know where I'm at with it. And if you continue to read through Kings, what chapter is this? 7. Isn't that convenient? If you continue to read through the circle 7 or the quadrant 7, it breaks down everything dealing with King Solomon's temple, which is directly related to the Masonic Lodge and what the lodge deals with the two pillars and why they deal with the chapters and the types of columns and the pomegranate and what that represents, which is what Eve or Hawa actually ate in the book of Genesis. And I'm going to pass the mic after that.
Man, okay, that mic is hot.
The good brother got his small art hat on. The triple tie you. I see you.
that mic is hot right there. So here's what I'll do. I'll share with the family a piece of my
Please.
I've been working on this PowerPoint for like the last 3 years, putting this stuff together. And I was gonna go in on Saturday, but I could do like a little sneak preview and share with the family, especially since it's about LeBron.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, I had to put LeBron in there because you know, a lot of folks know I'm a LeBron fan. So I only speak on King James as a witness testifying to his greatness. You know, after he did the 38,000, I said, man, we got to talk about it. We're going to have to talk about it. So if we got enough, well, I'll breeze through and make it quick. So first things first, we want to define court, right? We know the King's court, but we also know LeBron plays on the basketball court, right? And so a court is defined as a tribunal, 3, a tribunal presided over by a judge, judges, or magistrate, right? And a magistrate is defined as one who conducts court. And so when we having these kind of conversations for the family out there, you got to put on your rap. You got to put on your hip hop, your rap mindset. You may not think that rap music is about symbolism, but that's what a double entendre is. It's about pointing at something and referring to something else. So you got to have that double entendre kind of viewpoint. And when you think about conduct is how you lead someone, but conduct is also about electricity, light, life, electromagnetism. So it has a lot of different directions you can go with it. Basketball is pure masonry, pure geometry. Humans are pretending to be energy in basketball. That's what you're seeing. That's the ritual of basketball. The ritual of basketball is energy or light in mass or matter. Sacred geometry is about the understanding of the patterns that energy takes inside matter and mass, especially, humans, flesh. So a lot of people don't really understand this part, but and I'm sure some people are going to disagree, but we're going to look at this thing from a few different angles. So the first thing we're going to do is get a deeper look at this court so you can understand that this whole entire thing is numbers and geometry. And for the brothers out there, y'all are going to start to see these numbers just start popping. You're going to see the 12, the 3, the 7, the 47. You're just going to start seeing some of these numbers pop right up at you. It's just when you look at the dimensions of the court in and of itself. So I was having these conversations. Well, obviously I was having these conversations as a kid with my dad, but just recently with my son, realizing that there might need to be some other conversations that we got to look at this thing, right? So round, right? There's a difference between the round backboard and the straight edge backboard. So the round backboards are for the amateurs. So anytime you get like a backboard for your backyard or whatever, like that's always going to be round. That's amateur. That's unperfected. That's the rough ashlar again. When you see pros, when you see the pros, they got the straight, it's the oblong square. When you see the pros, it's the oblong square. Yeah, so it's crazy off the rip. It's nuts when you start looking at this thing. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. So, even the cylinder has a very specific geometry to it. And I'm going to start to show some of these numbers where we can look at LeBron. And it's remarkable when we start to see. So now this is the favorite 3-pointer that everybody like to shoot right here. Yep. This is that favorite. So now we just could, like I said, I'm just giving the short version. This is, we're going to go spend some more time on it. But this is LeBron doing an interview. And my children, being my children, immediately point, Dad, what is he doing with his eye? Dad, what is happening? Why does he have that hat on, Dad? What's going on? So we just had a conversation and said, well, just pay attention to the numbers. LeBron needs 63 points to pass Kareem on the all-time scoring list. And he had just scored 26 points, right? And it's 38,000 career points, right? And that number gets reduced to a 12 or 3. So certain things that you would see is like, okay, I can see where you're going, but I'm not all the way sure. I can see where you're going, but I'm not that. As you start to look at the numbers, certain things become more pronounced. You pay attention, you see it's a 38-year-old record of 38,000 points. The record was set when LeBron was born. So you got a 38-year-old man breaking a 38-year-old record at 38,000. And that's already a double tile, you know, because the tile was the 19th letter. So the 38 is 2 tiles already, and he got the Noah hat on. And we know that the triple tile, you know, it originates as a nilometer. A tile, anyway, originates as a nilometer, what they used to use to measure the water in the Nile.
Yeah.
So now we got this whole this paradigm going, and then these was little numbers that was just popping up on the way, like the 126. LeBron scored 27 in the game, so he needed 36 more points. Like just all these little key little pieces. And so when the game happened the other night, me and Chase made a bet, because Chase sometimes he liked to play devil's advocate with me. So we made a bet. I said, I bet you
on the 38th day of the year.
Bro, I told him, I said, listen.
The sister just said that. I'm about to say, I'm sorry.
I told him, wait. I told Chase, I said, listen, I said, bro, I bet you 38 push-ups. I said, I bet you 38 push-ups that he scored 38 points tonight. He said, Dad, there's no way he's going to score exactly 30. I said, bro, he's 38 years old. It's a 38-year-old record. He was born to break this. He was born under the GOAT sign. He's born the GOAT. He's a Capricorn. I'm like, he was born for this. This is what he was born to do right here. So it's a 38-year-old record set. And then I didn't even get into Kareem, because Kareem make it go crazier, right? But when he broke the record, he did it in the third quarter, right? He scored 36 points in 3 quarters. So the crazy thing was, Chase started talking greasy. He like, oh, Dad, you're going to get down and do them push-ups for me, because he already got 36 points. It's no way he's not going to score more than 2 points in the rest of the game. I said, bro, I'm telling you, the universe, I'm like, listen, I hope they take him out of the game, because the universe is going to stop him. If his ankle got to go or something, he's not going to score more than 38 points. I promise you. And sure enough, he sat down, and when they took him out the game, it was at 37 seconds. It was at 37.7 seconds when they took him out the game, just to add insult to injury. They took him out the game at 38 seconds with 38 points. Now, it's just so many little signatures, because when you look at Kareem, I didn't even put Kareem. I said, wait a minute, hold on, let's look at Kareem. Kareem is 7'2". So we could start with the 72 right there. Kareem 7'2".
Right.
Kareem also born in 47. I said, bro, hold on, man. See, these numbers are, and then LeBron's 6'9", 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? So all the numbers just lined up, and then 3 plus 8 is 11. Now I know some people out there, they're like, oh, well, 3 plus 8 is 11. What? I said, have y'all noticed what tattoo he got on his hand the whole time is 1111? Like, everything's sitting right there in front, folks.
Man, this is creepy, man.
And he scored 6 points the first quarter, 14 the second, and it's 14 years you got to sit down. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to sit down 14 years to get, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at it, I'm like, okay, so that 14 can either that can represent the sit down process between the 32nd and the 33rd, or the 14-year sojourn, or the 14 generations. I'm like, there's just so many different pieces to it.
Wait, hold on for a second. I'm going to cut your wisdom. This game was on the 26th?
No. It was the other night.
Other night. Okay, somebody covered that 126. Okay. I thought it was late today. I said, man, this is getting creepy.
Yeah. So it just
born in 1947, standing 72.
Bro, and then Kareem came out there, and when Kareem came out there, now again, for the bros that's looking, it was a whole nother different ceremony, because soon as he hit the shot, he goes into this. So he's giving reverence to the God of air immediately. And then Kareem comes out, And I had to tell Chase, I said, bro, first things first, I need you to think, son. Why does Kareem have on a leather jacket buttoned up inside a hot stadium? What would he be doing with a hot leather jacket in there buttoned up? I said, no, that leather jacket was a part of what was happening there. He was there for a ceremony. This was a ceremony. So you look at the whole process. You see he got the symbols, you see the symbols there. You see the symbols there. You know what I'm saying? So hold
on. Pause right there. Pause right there.
Bro, listen. I said, wait a minute. Is this happening on live TV? Listen, I said, I couldn't believe this. I said, this can't be happening on live TV.
Oh, boy. Hold on. Oh, my God. Keep that picture right there, man. Oh, boy. I got to find it. Boy, it's going to blow y'all mind. Oh, that is crazy.
Bro, listen. You got to see the movie House Party, because I'm getting ready to show you some stuff from House Party that's going to make everybody that's watching this live go to the movies. Everybody that's watching this live getting ready to go to the movies and see House Party. That's one of my new favorites.
The new House Party?
The new House Party. You know, that's LeBron's movie.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it. Okay,
hold on.
Do me a favor.
Wait, but you know that's LeBron's movie.
No, I ain't know that at all.
Yes, LeBron redid House Party. So that's his movie. And when you watch that movie, brother, I want to let you know and let the family know that is the most overtly Masonic movie of all time. Come on now. Listen, I'm right there on
TV. You already see that
listen,
video, right? You see that
listen, on TV. Listen to what I'm telling you. The new House Party is the most overtly Masonic movie I've ever seen in my life. It is an instant favorite.
Okay, now, hold on. He has his mouth to his ear. Watch this, what they say right here now. The master giving the grand Masonic word and the 5 points of fellowship. The master giving the word of the 5 points of fellowship.
And look, they made sure that you knew who was who, though. Look, they made sure you knew who was who.
Hold on. Stay right there. Hold on. Good God Almighty, man. Well, you listen, man. Hold on. God, I can even. I don't got to get excited, man.
Bro, I couldn't believe it. And listen,
I had to see where you was going with it.
And look, I got 1,500 slides like this.
Go back. Come on, man. Get out of here, man.
Bro, you got to see the movie House Party. When you see the movie House Party, you're going to see that this thing goes even way crazier than this. Because the House Party, no, the new one, the one LeBron just did. LeBron not only did LeBron redo the movie, LeBron is in the movie. I'm going to show you some pieces. Look.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to keep going. Look, let me show you some pieces.
Please.
All right, so now, just for the folks out there, my intentions with this, again, I'm a LeBron fan, possibly the biggest LeBron fan outside of Shannon Sharp, and definitely a lover of the craft. So one of the things that my goal is to get you guys to understand that crime and gang shit and all that, that's not Black culture. Black culture is Masonry. We've never been anything else but the builders of society. We've never been anything else. We don't even know anything else. We've never wanted to be nothing else. That's who we are. And you know that's who we really are, because that's what your woman like. Your woman, she'll accept material, but she wants you to stimulate her mind. She wants you to build a life around her. She wants a builder. So it's in your blood, you know, and I just want to spark people back to that. Right. So here's a couple of little pieces to spark people interest so they go see the movie. Right. So now in the movie, these are the stars of the movie. Right. And what people may not know is that they're actually just one character. So in the movie, you know, obviously it's two people, but really what they're doing is playing the higher self or the lower self, or the rough Ashlar and the perfected Ashlar. And it's features around this brother here, and his girlfriend is named Venus, and his daughter is named Destiny. So, and I mean, it's all right there. When you watch this movie, I'm telling you, it's insane. You getting ready to see. So now you see the sweater here represents the blue house, and then he got the red hair at the top. So he's representing a complete Mason, the first degree, the second degree, the third degree, and the Holy Royal Arch. He also has the apple in his hand to give a shout out to Isaac Newton for ghostwriting some of the degrees. Whole nother conversation. And then he leads them. Check this out. And if anybody had any doubt of what I'm saying, was this meant to be Masonic or whether we looking too deeply into it, there's this. Then there's this.
Wow, they're showing it right there in front of them.
Then there's this. You have the brothers on the tile, on the mosaic tile with the working tools.
I'm good.
Bruh.
I'm gone.
Bruh.
Wait. For everybody in great Chrome TV fashion, can I get a damn Gina? Can I get a damn Gina in the comments? That deserves a damn Gina right there. Wow.
Man. So, you know, it's like when you look at these things, it's all really just, you know, it's right there. But if you're not an initiate, you probably don't know what you're looking at. You're seeing things, but you don't know what it is that you're seeing, even though it's sitting right there, right in front of you. It's low-hanging fruit. It's sitting right there. Right there. And we missing it. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie got so much in it. I could have did a lot more with the movie, but I want people to support it. I don't want to spoil it and do nothing, you know, to hurt the process of the movie. But it's really good, and obviously only a brother could produce, you know, this kind of film. You know what I'm saying? So he's like this tattoo. You know, the tattoo is for his children, BBZ, Bryce, Bronny, and Zuri. But if you look at it, if you look at it again, it could be 33s up under that crown. It could be 33s under that crown because a lot of people might miss the fact that, you know, they see Kareem got the 33 on, but they'll miss the fact that a number 6 is 2 3s.
Yeah, facts.
And then they'll miss the fact that Michael Jordan wore 2 3s, which is 2 3s. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, come on, man.
Hey,
listen.
Look at Magic Johnson's career. Magic Johnson wore 32. And what happened at his career? When he was at his apex, didn't they put him on ice? He had to freeze at 32.
Yep. Literally.
Man, it's all right there.
Yeah. Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make it up. This the trailer I'm playing now. from the movie. Again, this is just a trailer though, families. So you can check this out at your own discretion. But I didn't even know the movie was coming out.
And you see they got their workman's uniform on, so they workers,
Yeah,
low-level workers. Yeah, low-level workers.
And the whole, look at the black and white, check it out.
Yeah, everything.
Again.
Wait, look right there. Wait, go back. There's a little scene where he was walking in. Hold on. Right there, pause it. You see how the light situated as a keystone?
Yep. Right in the middle.
Bruh, everything's sitting right there.
Going through the archways.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the 3 ruffians and everything. That is crazy.
Bro, when you watch this movie, I'm telling you, it's so many too, because the more you know, the more you'll see. So from your bird's eye view, you're going to see even way more than I seen. You know what I'm saying? Because he has multiple different types of initiations in this movie. It's not just one. They got surface level where everybody can see, and then they got more subtle levels of yeah, it's a lot going on in this movie. So I knew that something was going on with the movie when the movie critics automatically tried to steer everybody away from going to see it. I make it a habit of when the movie critics tell you to go to the left, I go to the right. And sure enough, that was insane. I mean, everything is in there.
Damn, bro. Let me tell you something. Well, listen, you just blew my damn mind with that one. And in good fashion, anytime somebody is speaking information that you don't know, it's always wise to become a master student. So in that moment, brother, humbly, I became a master student to listen and to learn. And I definitely appreciate that. I am humbled by that lesson for numerology. Good God Almighty, boy. You did that, bro.
Hey, I'm not going to stop doing this probably till the end of tomorrow. I'm going to keep smiling about that.
Listen, now I'm looking forward to Sunday, how that Sunday bill about to be.
I had a 90 degree tell me, hey, listen, I had a 90 degree tell me he learned something. Hey, that was a beautiful moment.
That one. I'm like, damn. Because at first I'm trying to find where you going with this. I'm like, oh, it's right there. And then it's like you said, to the untrained eye, you just watching the game. But now that you taught that part of it, I'm not going to be able to watch it any other kind of way. Now when I go watch the movie, I'm not going to see it any kind of way because then you're open to it, right?
The court is an oblong square, and they running up there with the sphere, putting it in the cylinder. I'm like, the game is the game is Masonic, and then you look at LeBron. LeBron is going, he's making sure that you see him. You know what I'm saying? Because he did the house party, and then coming off house party, him and Kareem do this ceremony in the middle of the joint. And I'm here, my mind is blown. I'm like, yo, are they doing this on TV? I'm like, yo, is this happening right now?
Because they know people don't see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's one thing real quick that I learned in masonry is in masonry, if you put it right here in their face, they're gonna keep looking around it. They don't see it. If you put it close to them, they can't see it. And that's what they did in that game. They put it right in your face, and you kept looking around the hand trying to find something that's right in your face. So anytime you put something right in somebody's face, man, they're never gonna see it, bro. Ever gonna see it. So listen, brother, this was a great build tonight. I know Chrome will be proud of what we just accomplished tonight. We pulled it off 138. 138. Oh Lord, 38 again. Here we go. 38. 138.
That's live in the chat. That's crazy that 38 popped back up.
Affirmation. Listen, y'all, be sure to tune in on Sunday. Again, we're going to be 3 deep on Sunday. We got the Sunday school popping off. We're going to be 3 deep on Sunday, starting this Sunday. And we're going to check back in with y'all on Wednesday. Look out for those notifications. We're going to be streaming on all platforms, Chrome TV, on Facebook, M.O.I channel, Inky. We got to add your stuff to the platform too.
Yes,
open your
sir.
channel. Crypt Jesus, we're gonna be streaming on all platforms. Chrome was the brains behind this idea. Is just to take over the whole entire platform. But we're gonna stream to everybody shit at the same time and take over YouTube, take over Facebook, take over everything. So I think it was a brilliant idea. Y'all share this. Listen, smash that like button and share this, man. Shouts out to the Taz show. Taz, we gotta get Taz over here, man. We gotta get Taz over here. Listen, I went on the Taz show and I learned so much over there that I had to take one of his people, bring him on my show. You know what I'm saying? And me and his sister did a good bill on what's called the penal colony. So if you have not seen that, let me pull up my what's called right quick, my Instagram right quick. To and we're gonna pull your up too, bro, so that everybody can jump on there real quick. And listen, y'all, we can't do this without y'all. So the more y'all support us, the more y'all share, like, spread the word, let everybody know what time it is, man. The quicker we take over this YouTube, because we're gonna take it over.
Yeah.
Trust and believe. We're gonna take it over. Let me see if I can get to it real quick. We're gonna take over this whole thing right now. And I think it was a great clip because I think everybody right now, we say Super Sunday School. Yeah, the Super Bowl is this Sunday or next Sunday.
Oh man, I'm not even sure. I'm not a football guy. I think it might be this Sunday though, because I've seen a lot of flyers going. Yeah, it might be this weekend. If it ain't this weekend, I'd be surprised. I think it is this weekend.
I wonder what kind of science and hidden jewels gonna be in a Super Bowl game.
Oh my God, they're gonna probably go crazy at halftime.
Let me see. All right, it's coming up now. So this. Let me share my screen right quick. So this is my Instagram page, Minister Informing. Go over there. Right now I'm at 11,000 and growing, of course. And I drop all kind of signs, from law to civics. This is the one we did on the penal colony right here. Oh man, I don't want to log in. Oh man. Go to the channel and check it out because I don't want to log in. Go over to the channel, check it out. This is the one, the invasion of the penal colony. I'm breaking down the Black Laws Dictionary, driver's license, and passports. This is the one from last Sunday school, man, brother. I got the master teacher, Dr. York, over there, dropping science. Talking about Yakub, breaking down astrology. As you can see, there's some stuff to be on my taxes. This tax season, IRS is a fraud. This shit ain't real. Money ain't even real. Okay. Everything, man. Everything is over there, bro. Let me see if I can get in this thing right quick. But check out the channel and get a chance, man. Share it. I appreciate y'all support. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. Don't forget, okay, bring all ye tithings to the storehouse. Okay, if you just want to drop a little small monetary donation, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. And you have been tuned in to Crumb TV. Misinformation, Dr. Inky held it down. Appreciate you, bro. Looking forward to Sunday, man.
Definitely, man.
Sunday.
I appreciate the love. Yes, sir.
Go over to what's your YouTube? You have YouTube, right?
American Healer.
American Healing. Okay, let's deal with it. Let's deal with it right quick. We got time in there. American Healing. YouTube. You gotta go over there and subscribe to the book, because one thing about social media shit is it's so much information out there, y'all. Like, you can get information from everybody's stuff, man. American Healing.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, check out the documentary, American Healer documentary. I had some of the yeah, that's one of the promos.
Oh, but you recognize cellular structure and everything.
Well, that right there is that's a lecture from, I had the mayor and the city council in upstate New York. They brung me out there to basically do a presentation for the city on how we reversing diabetes. So it was a powerful experience. It was a powerful experience. We got more people responded after the fact than during, but you know, it's in the record book. They came out, they cut a ribbon for us. So it was a dope vibe.
Wow. There it is, family. American Healer on YouTube. Go over there and follow the brother. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell every time he go live. Y'all tap in. As a matter of fact, every time he go live, you can get it anyway because he's stuck in the screen from this platform. And see, that's a cool thing and a smart thing that Brother Chrome had mastermind, right? He said, why don't y'all just add y'all shit to my shit? And then whenever I go live, click your shit, my shit, your shit, and everybody's shit, just go live. So that's why right now we're streaming from M.O.I, Chrome TV, it can be any platform. When we go live, we're gonna be on everybody's platform.
Facts.
Watch how the numbers grow. And that's how we gotta Voltron and mechanize all our stuff, man. Stop being singular. Stop
it's the
being
new
singular.
wave.
You can go fast by for real, you can go fast by yourself, but you can go far with a team. Trust me on that, man. Woo! So listen, yeah, that's church, tabernacle. And not the one Solomon built either. So listen, now that we know. Hey y'all, appreciate y'all, man. It's been love, it's been peace. I learned a lot tonight. Damn. Man. I learned some shit tonight. So what's up?
And I went past that 15 pages in my notebook. So
did you?
And I'm initiated, so that means y'all had to run through at least 25, 30 pages, or y'all was lazy in y'all notebooks tonight.
Sure, cases. Hey, Dr. Ingrid, man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the love, man. We're gonna check back in with y'all on Sunday, man. Tap in with us. We here live. We going in. Everything under the sun. We're talking about it. We're dealing with it. Shouts out to LeBron TV, man. We in the building, man. Peace and love, man.
Hello, everybody.